My mom was worried because I said when I was drunk, I yelled out I wanted to be with my father. I wanted to be with my grandmother. And I wanted to be with my cousin. I won't say that I was lying. I was telling the truth. Because I can't imagine, who can imagine their life without the people you grew to know, the people that accepted you, those that hurt you, those that you shared the laughter with, you know, the most laughter with. I laughed a lot with my cousin because he was goofy, you know. My grandma wasn't as talkative, but you can just tell by her personality. You can tell her personality by the way she lived. I watched movies with her all the time. I watched Disney movies. She had this cabinet full of a bunch of Disney movies, and I loved going over her house because the first thing I went to was that cabinet to watch a movie. You know, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King. She had all the Disney movies. I would just sit in her room. She had a refrigerator in her room. And we would go through her refrigerator, eat sandwiches. I slept with my grandma. Um, she was a nurse back then. She loved plants. She loved dogs. I didn't like dogs. I still don't like dogs. She had this jewelry box full of old jewelry. She never let nobody touch her jewelry as bad as I wanted her jewelry. I wanted something, you know, to hold on to. I remember when I moved, she was like, Aisha, don't forget about me. And I held on to that. You know, I didn't have full access to do, to be around as much as I wanted to. When my grandpa passed, I was just getting close with him again. We was calling each other on the phone, and it was like, I guess 2020, around 2020, 2020, not 2020. Oh, it might have been around 2020. Um, I remember being stranded at the Giant Eagle, and I think I called him. Well, I wasn't stranded at the Giant Eagle. I was leaving an appointment, a work appointment with my son, and we was at the Giant Eagle out in um, Fairlawn. And he called me out of the blue randomly, and we just sat on the phone talking for a while. That was the last time I talked to him. I was planning on visiting, As soon as I got close to, you know, making my way to that side of the family and getting close to them, next thing I know, I'm moving. I don't think I didn't move at the time. Next thing I know, he was gone. I got into it with my mom that day. I don't know why we got into it. I think she was supposed to take me somewhere or something. And she wound up saying no. She wanted me to be sympathetic towards her loss of my granddad. But at that time, I just shouted out to her. The same thing that I said when I was drunk. I told her, you don't care. I felt that way. I should have stayed in my place at that time, I know. And I apologized. Because I don't know her father or her father's relationship. But I knew me and her relationship, so I was reflecting that hurt onto her. Because I always felt like she didn't care about me. She said a lot of hurtful things, and I want to believe that she don't mean it. I don't know if she do or she don't, and that's what troubles me the most. I was on the phone with my dad, and I can express so much to him. You know, at the time I was basically seeing a lot. A lot was going on for me spiritually, and he's the one that I would turn to. He always talked to me about the Bible, and he was telling me how gifted and loved I am. I would go to his house, and he would have this book that I would read. I would sit there and read on his front porch until he got there. He had 2 birds in a cage. That's why I got this tattoo. I don't know if I said it. But he had 2 birds in a cage that he wanted to give to me and my sister. 2 doves. And it had eggs in there, 3 eggs in the cage as well. And he wanted me and my sister to have them. But at the time, my mom wouldn't let us. He always was riding this bike. He had cars, and I was so mad at him because, like, he had all of these cars, and I was like, I want a car. And he knew I needed a car, but he never gave me a car. And I was angry with him. Like, you always give everybody else something, but when I really need something, you don't give it to me. Or you don't come to me and ask if I want it before you give it away. Like, a lot of my brothers and sisters got a lot of stuff from my dad, and I didn't get nothing. He bought us these Bibles, me and my sister. My other sisters and brothers was kind of upset about it because they said they didn't get one. But we had these Bibles, these King James Bibles that he imprinted our names in. That could have been something I could have kept on to. I should have held on to. But at the time, she still got hers, though. But at the time, I was going through many episodes, and I wound up tossing the Bible. And it meant a lot to me. I wish I never did. But I did. I was going through a lot spiritually, and I just couldn't handle it. Before he passed, he was trying to keep me into school because I was saying I couldn't do it. And he was like, yes, you can. And he was talking to me about staying in school. He was keeping me in there in college. This was around the last time I spoke to him. It was that phone call. The other phone call was he wanted to move here with me, and he would say some like funny stuff. Like that was I laughed so hard that day. I forget what it was about though, but he was talking about how he wanted to move here. He was planning on moving. Obviously, he didn't get a chance to. The night when he went to the hospital, they said he was drunk or something. Something was bothering him, and he wanted to, I don't know what was going on, but they said he couldn't get it out. It was something he was troubling him. And I guess that's when he went, I guess he was in a coma until his body finally gave out on him. My Uncle Will, I was really spiritual and enlightened at the time, enlightened at the time, and he understood everything that I was talking about in regards to the Bible. I wanted to study with him more. I started to go over there for Bible study. Then eventually he wound up passing. It's like everybody that I started to get close to wound up leaving me.